What is going on, everybody? Julian here doing another market recap. And today's been a very interesting day. You're going to want to watch this entire video. There's some interesting stuff that has been said online about my analysis about a number of stocks. I want to go through some stuff, and I want to go through some stuff that people were actually saying to me. One of the biggest things that I took personal today was a lash out where somebody publicly told me to shut the fuck up, and that I was only putting these videos together so that I could feel good about myself. It was also a claim that these are false videos, which are produced to entice people to short these stocks, and so on and so forth. I just want to clear the air about all of that stuff. I don't have a problem with you telling me to shut the fuck up. I talk too much, so if you're sick of listening to me speak, that's all good. Stop the video. Don't follow. All good. But for me, in terms of I'm promoting these videos to short stocks and to get everybody to jump on board, absolutely not the case. Not the case at all. You will never hear me say in any of these videos that you should do X, Y, or Z at any particular level on any specific stock. That is not what I do. I do not run an alert service. I do not sell signals. I do not give advice about what you should be buying and what you should be selling. If people come to me and say, hey, look at my charts, what do you think? I will give them my analysis, but I will also disclose that you do whatever you want with that information, not on me. I am not an advisor. I don't work for you, no working relationship, and I'm not taking any money from you. Okay, so these videos are not for anything other than educational purposes only. And one of the biggest educational things to come out of this in the last little while is that there are a lot of people now losing substantial amounts of money because they weren't putting in the time and effort to understand how this machine works. And this is something that I've been saying from jump. When I got into trading, having a background in business, having multiple years of experience in business before trading, I treated this the same way. You have to manage your exposure, you have to manage your expectations, and you cannot go into situations where you don't know what to do. And so every time I post a video, it is to review what I'm doing, to give you some insight as to what I do as a trader, but also to accent some of these videos with important points like managing your exposure to risk, using your own due diligence, or doing your own due diligence, pardon me, and making sure that you're trading from a position of having a structured strategy. Those are the things that will get you on to the next day. And if you play with those and you don't do those things, the market is going to get you. And there are a lot of people that are getting got right now. It's just that simple. Talked about the S&P not too long ago. A little bit of a triangle, bullish pattern right through here. And you know what? I never know what these stocks are going to do. I never know what the market is going to do. And I will never sit up here and tell you that I have some insight as to what the market is going to do. I approach every single chart with what I refer to as a hedged thesis. And what that means is if X happens, then I'm going to do Y. If A happens, then I'm going to do B. You understand what I'm saying? So with the markets being bullish right now and there being a descending triangle with a lead-in bull trend, my thesis is that if this trendline resistance pops, the markets are going to get long and they're still healthy. But if this short-term level of support cracks, then we have a hedged thesis on the back end side. The price action might actually drop. And if price action on the SPY is dropping, that means more stocks are moving down than up, especially the heavily weighted ones like all of the big guys in the tech sector. Okay? So I never know what's going to go on. What I do is I understand technical analysis. So I didn't know what was going to go on with the SPY today. It's going to do A or B. And either way, I'm going to have a trade for both sides of that breakout or breakdown. Okay? I want to move forward. I want to get into the real nuts and bolts of this video. AMC. I'm still short this stock. It's down almost 12% today. I have no idea what it's doing after hours. This thing is down to $9 right now. I was in this at 12.5 with $13 puts. The trade is working out well. Why was I trading it? Overextension. The exuberance in this stock is all gone. Okay? It's all gone. And what I'm just trying to explain to people is that when these things are overextended, you have to look at this from the perspective of it's time to go short. Now, here is a big learning lesson, and I really hope that you dial into this. A lot of people refuse to be wrong. They refuse. I'm not selling because it's going to go up. If you've ever said that to yourself, you are in a very dangerous position, and you should not be trading your money, your family's money, or somebody else's money. You should not. Technical analysis is very simple. It's a book. It's telling you a story. You need to learn to read the story and interpret what's being said on the pages of the book. Technical analysis tells you what you're supposed to be doing. If the market is long, it is telling me, I'm long, this is what you need to do. And as a trader, I need to appreciate that, respect it, and get on top of that using my strategy. And the caveat there is that I have a hedge thesis. So if it's absolutely wrong, because I'm not going to be right all the time, then I can take care of my risk on the back end. Okay? So AMC, it's regrettable that there are so many people that are in this stock getting hammered. But here's the thing. If you guys are in this and you're bleeding, you should really just get out and save what you can. And if you're underwater so much that it's not worth selling at this point, you really need to do some due diligence on how you can actually hedge your position and get some of that money back and take this for a ride lower. Okay, so there are going to be a lot of people that are stuck in this long. What you could have done is, if you didn't want to sell it and take the loss, you could have started to hedge some of those losses by stepping on the gas and buying some puts. And you could have seen downside exposure and made money, which was going to limit what you've lost on the common stock. There are too many people that are too invested in this stuff that are all saying the same thing. It's going to the moon. Okay? I'm sorry, there are no more diamond hands here, guys. Okay? This is done. I want to get into the next stock. And this should be taken very, very seriously. Okay? GME, GameStop. This is the one that I got ripped on today by somebody in one of the Facebook groups. By the way, because I was exercising my opinion on a lot of these stocks, I've actually been kicked out of half a dozen Facebook groups because they don't want to hear it, which is dangerous because those same moderators are pushing GME long, okay? AMC long, Nokia long. Like, they're pushing all of this stuff and people are buying it up, and it's not safe what is going on. You really need to understand the technicals. I got slammed on GME because I simply said it's overextended and it's going to get beat up. One of my own community members and friends stated publicly that he was with me about 2 years ago when I was calling for a massive breakdown in all of the cannabis stocks. And again, then, like now, people ridiculed me, they spoke poorly of me, and they all got left holding the bag. I'm not here trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to tell you, hey, listen, these are not good stocks anymore. Are these going to rally? Probably. You'll probably see some sort of nice relief rally. Is this going to rally back up to this point, 341? Is this going to rally back up into the 500 range? I really doubt it. I really, really doubt it. And this is why I got ripped, because somebody's caught in this trade. Unfortunately, they're not willing to accept the responsibility of being wrong, and they're not willing to look at the idea of hedging their position. It's madness, okay? And I feel really bad for these people. I really do, because if you put 1 red cent into the market, you've worked for it. You've traded your time for it, and now you're just disrespecting your own time and your future by throwing your money into these crap calls. Okay, the guys with Wall Street Bets, I almost guarantee you that they're long gone out of these positions. The next one I want to get into is AMC. I'm still short this thing. And I'll take you in on a larger chart here, and you'll see that this thing has just been an absolute beauty from the gap down right over here just a few days ago. And I got into this thing on the first rally. It stepped down, had a nice triangle right through here that stepped down lower and lower and lower. Now it's trading at $9 after hours. $13 puts. I mean, I'm up close to 100% on the position. And all of that is just a byproduct of understanding what the chart is trying to tell me. I really want you to hear this point. I have no clue what the markets and what individual stocks or commodities or FX pairs are going to do tomorrow. I have no idea. And in most cases, I have no idea the nuances of all of those different markets and asset classes. What I do is I sit tight and I look at very, very specific tells that these charts give me. And when everything lines up and it's a high probability trade and there's a lot more upside than downside in terms of P&L, and I'm given that final tell by the market, I jump in. That's what technical analysis is about. That's what trading is about. But if you take your money and you throw it into a stock because somebody you don't know said so, that's madness. And you need to get out. And if you can't get out, then you need to learn how to hedge your bets. That's it. It's an important one. You're going to want to learn how to hedge your bets. But these stocks are not done doing what they're doing right now. This is down 12% today. Okay, that's a pretty big move for any stock. GME, it was one of my top losers on my list today. And the fact of the matter is there's a whole lot of shorts that are doing this. There are a lot of shorts that are going to get beat up. And here's another thing, and I'm going to end off on this. At some point, hate to say it, but it's true, at some point, the markets are going to correct. At some point, they're going to dip into bear territory. At some point, we will be in a recession. And at some point, we will be in a depression. It is the economic cycle. And it is the cycle of the stock market. The same way that you have a life cycle, the way that you have a earnings power cycle, there's an economic cycle, there's a stock market cycle, there's a bull market, there's a bear market. And unless you understand and learn how to make money on the downside, you will suffer from this moving forward. That's what this entire video is about. I'm not pushing stock. I'm not pushing you what to do, but I am strongly urging you to look at the idea of opening up your mind to being wrong, accepting your losses, and moving on. What I am promoting here is that you look at stocks and allow them to tell you the story, and you let them lead you on your decision making. Not somebody else. The markets, the stocks. Take the lead from the stocks that you're trading. Do your due diligence. There's a lot of value in this video. You're going to want to go back and watch this again. If you have friends or family that are trading, that are in the same boat as you, share this. Okay? This is important stuff. You guys need to learn this. Hedge thesis. That's a big one. Letting the market tell you what to do. That's important. Understanding when you're wrong and getting out of the trade is so important. Managing your risk is the most important. Don't take tips from anybody. I don't give them. I don't do calls. I just document what I do and I share so that hopefully you can learn something. And if this one video, as much as you like it or hate it, if it sparks the thought process of doing something different that benefits you long term, you're welcome. No problem.